Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be making some terrible wildcard decisions by jumping into the Midweek Magic Historic Shakeup event. Since many of you may have noticed, I haven't played Historic in a very long time, and mostly that's because I have no interest in the format anymore. And similarly for Alchemy as well, because that's more of a cash grab at this point. It's very predatory, so I don't touch that either. So that's why we've made a terrible wildcard decision, because I've crafted several cards that could only be used in these formats for today's video. Today we're going to be playing around with Ignis Storm. Let me just get that lined up, and then we'll have a look at the deck. So what is Ignis Storm? Well, you may have seen me play a similar deck in the past, in Historic in fact, using Birgi, God of Storytelling, which is a legendary creature that says whenever you cast a spell, add 1 red mana. Until the end of the turn, you don't lose mana as this step and phase end, and then your creatures can do random stuff that I don't think anyone has ever done before. And you combo that with Grinning Ignis. So for 3 mana, you get a 2/2 that for 1 red mana can return itself to its owner's hand, and then add colorless, and red, but only as a sorcery. So if you have a Birgi out, when you cast the Ignis, you gain 1 red mana. That 1 red mana could be used to activate the Ignis, and then that would give you the mana refunded to recast the Ignis. So basically you can have this creature enter the battlefield, refund its mana cost, and return to your hand, and then be cast all over again as an infinite ETB combo. So all you have to do then is combo that with something that cares about it entering the battlefield or being cast, and you will win the game. So we've got Witty Roastmaster from New Capenna, 3 mana 3/2 with Alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then we also, as a win condition, have Dina Soul Steeper. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life, and that's going to combo with our Prosperous Innkeeper here, which is going to be hopefully an early game play for us. Enters the battlefield and creates a treasure token, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So if we have an Innkeeper out and a Dina out, then we can drain our opponent to death, or if we don't have a Dina, we can just create infinite life and then take the time to set up the combo until we'll win later down the line. So that's all cool and all, but why are we playing it today? Well, with the addition of the new alchemy cards for New Capenna, this deck got a whole new set of toys. So we've got Cabaretti Revels, 3 mana enchantment. Says whenever you cast a creature spell, you seek a creature card with lesser mana value and put it onto the battlefield. So if we have our Grinning Ignis out and our combo established and we're having it ETB and do nothing, if we have a Revels out at the time, this is going to search out every single 2 and 1 drop card in our deck until we are empty. So that is going to build our Innkeeper plus Dina combo right there with our Ignis doing its thing, which is awesome. It also just means if you are building up the combo, like you can play a Birgi and you can get the Racketeer Boss, which is another card as well. You could then get the Racketeer Boss, which would trigger targeting the Ignis in your hand, and that will then start generating you infinite mana in that sense, because the Racketeer Boss is a 2 mana 3/2 that says whenever it enters the battlefield, choose 2 creature cards, and they perpetually gain whenever you cast this spell, create a treasure token. So then you don't need the Birgi, because now Ignis enters, creates a treasure token, which could then be used to pay to have it re-enter the battlefield that way. So from there, we've got a lot of little tools in here as well. I have, this is primarily an alchemy deck that I have shifted over and tweaked to make it historic legal, and more so to make it worth the historic shakeup. If you want it just like purely historic, you probably want to have something like Collected Company in the deck, but for the shakeup, that card is banned. We have Professional Facebreaker that allows us to sack treasures and exile the top cards of our library. So if we're generating multiple treasures with our Ignis combo, that means we can draw the rest of our deck with the Professional Facebreaker. We also have the Anarchomancer as well, which gives each red and green creature cost reduction. So that's going to, each red and green spell, sorry, cost reduction. So the Revels will cost 2 mana, and then the Ignis will cost 2 mana, and then hopefully that'll help us do some things with an Archimancer. And then we got Gilded Goose. I would have had Llanowar Elves over this, but Llanowar Elves is also on the ban list for the Shake-Up event, so Gilded Goose will have to do. It does allow us to create black mana as well, which can be useful in casting Dina Soul Steeper, as can, you know, generating the treasures as we've mentioned as well. That'll be quite useful. We shouldn't really need to put black mana in our deck to cast this, but we do technically have it in the form of Forsaken Crossroads, which you can choose any colour, and then it'll be a scry land to find our combo pieces, or an untapped land if we want to go off, I believe, on the draw. So yeah, it's quite useful. But yeah, other than that though, guys, I think the deck will explain itself as we play the games. If you do enjoy the content, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Not quite for content like this in the future, but for Mimi jank combos in the future, I guess. And without further ado, let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in, and we've got our Ignis, we've got a turn 1 Gilded Goose into Cabaretti Revels. I think we're going to keep this hand. And probably just going to play the Beseju into Goose. Okay, got another Goose. Put us on Lunat Veterans, so this could be either like Clerics or Angels. Angels doesn't have Collected Company, which is the usual reason to go green-white. I think it's mostly a mono-white that splashes green for Collected Company, so we might just be seeing mono white Angels here. Or maybe it's just a life gain deck. Yeah, Orator isn't usually in Angels, so... And it's not a oh, it is a Cleric, actually. So, yeah, we're still on track for it being potentially Clerics. Now, I'm going to play Cabaretti Revels here. And hope that our opponent doesn't have a Skyclave Apparition. Adventure awaits. Because the Forsaken Crossroads can be an untapped land. So I could play like Facebreaker to get the chance at a Racketeer boss, perhaps. We're not quite set up for like infinite combo levels here though. But even having a little bit of that setup would be quite nice. We got the Witty Roast Master. Alright, I have no double colours in my deck, so I think I'm going to put this on black and untap it. And then we're going to play the Witty Roast Master, which will trigger the Revels, getting us the Racketeer boss. Hell yeah. So I'm going to go Ignis and... is it Goose or is it Facebreaker? This will make it effectively free. This might just be a card that I want to cast down the line, though, so I think I'm going to put it on the Facebreaker. And now I should have the win. Aspiring Overseer. Yeah, I think I've won the game now. I'm going to have to do the combo 27 times, mind you, but I've got the combo, I'm pretty sure. Let's just block with the Racketeer boss, because he's done his job. So now we play the Ignis. When it enters, it's going to create a treasure and also put a 2-drop into play. Which is going to be the Anarchomancer. Ping our opponent, return it to hand, get the full refund. Except for now it's 2 mana because we have an Anarchomancer in play. There's Dina, so now whenever we gain life, we're going to drain our opponent for 1, but we haven't got the Innkeeper just yet. So let's return that to hand. You can see we're generating mana as we go as well. Our opponent sees the writing on the wall. Eventually the Revels will give us an Innkeeper, which will trigger the Dina, as well as the Roastmaster dealing 1 damage there. So this combo will increase in speed the longer I go, because I have up to 4 Innkeepers to trigger the Dina, and every single time the Ignis gets cast, the Roastmaster is dealing the damage. So only a matter of time until we won this one. And yeah, let's move on to the next game. Okay then, we go first, we've got turn 1 Gilded Goose. Forsaken Crossroads is a tap land, unfortunately. And not really any of the combo pieces, but with 2 Adventurer Waits, maybe we could build to that. I feel like I have to mulligan this one. Because I'm going to play my Goose, taking 2, but then it feels like a waste just to immediately use Goose to play, like, Innkeeper. I'm not really generating mana doing that, so I think I'll hit the mull. And, well, there's basically my full combo, or is it literally my full combo, actually? I think it might be literally the full combo. Well, we don't need Facebreaker if that's the case. So I'm going to put this on red. And, yep, take the land. So we're going to play the Racketeer Boss next turn. Definitely putting a treasure on the Ignis. Zalfrin Void. Maybe a colorless ramp deck, maybe? So Racketeer Boss is coming down. Ignis has to get one. So that pays for the Ignis. I could go with the Innkeeper, because then that enters and creates 2 treasures, basically making this free. I think that's correct. If I draw an untapped land, then I get to go Innkeeper into Infinite Life Ignis, maybe? I think that's... Is that correct? Quite possibly. Ooh, does that change anything? Well, we're not really in a rush to win the game, to be honest, are we? So let's go with the Innkeeper here, creating the treasure. And just play this on red, I suppose. Scry. Facebreaker. Nah. Throw that one out. Now, I could play the Anarchomancer, but I don't think I need to. So right now we have infinite life. Our opponent's going to go Key to the Archive here, so they could find answers to our combo. But our combo technically isn't in play right now, and they discarded an Ulamog. Ooh boy. So how much does infinite life matter to me then? Ulamog obviously is going to beat me through infinite life. I think I just go Anarchomancer. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So they're probably only going to be able to go up to 7, but that could be 6 mana Ugin, which could pick off any of my creatures, so I don't really want to play Roastmaster into it. But I guess I could play the Innkeeper, since effectively that's free. And I can keep this in hand as just an I win the game that can't be interacted with on board. Oh, my mouse has died. Oh. Khan the Great Creator. Alright. So they can't grab, like, Pithing Needle, because Pithing Needle doesn't stop mana abilities, which this is. So our opponent went with the Forsaken Monument, which I think means that they just lose. So we're going to go Witty Roastmaster. Gain 2. I'm going to go into my gameplay and auto-order these abilities, because it's not going to matter. Why did it go straight to combat? I am scared. I'll kill Khan, I guess, and then put a stop there, because I'm a little concerned why it just went to combat. Because I can cast the Ignis. Alright. Now, deal the rest of the damage to our opponent. I could have actually just, like, not killed Khan, but then I couldn't play my treasures, so actually I had to kill Khan. Now that I think about it. Bounce the Ignis. Ignis is free. Come on back. Generating mana as we go. Pinging our opponent and gaining 2. Yep, keep resolving. You can do it. There we go. Oh! So I won there, chat. But I accidentally clicked end turn. Don't know if you noticed that. Accidentally clicking end turn is not ideal. Especially when your opponent just slams Wrath of God. Yeah, so we're probably going to lose to a misclick, but I had my combo there, so I'm going to take this as a win, nonetheless. We'll play it out, because maybe this will just be a sign of why this combo is broken if I could still continue to win. So there's Witty Roastmaster. So now I'm going to play Ignis, creating 2 treasures. Bouncing Ignis. And I win again, right? Because now I pay for it, I create 2 treasures. Bring Ignis back to hand. Play the Roastmaster. And hopefully do it again. Let me just make sure I set the stop on my second main, just in case. Our opponent drew out Lightning Helix. Okay. So they interrupted my combo. I'll bring it back to my hand. I mean, I guess at this point, do we just make infinite mana? I guess we could just make near infinite mana. I don't think we need to make literally infinite mana. Enough to never need to spend mana on it ever again, I guess. Just in case we top deck, I want to make sure that I can cast absolutely anything I want, plus Ignis and Bounce. I think that's fair. They could also just, like, slam Khan the Great Creator, and then I'm in trouble. There we go. But I mean, this is just a formality at this point. I mean, I already won, so your opponent with no honor is making me play out a win because I misclicked. Is what it is, I guess. Alright. We'll just pass to that. 9 mana is all I need. So the Helix is what they got off the Key to the Archive. Eugene. Doesn't stop my combo. Can't hit my treasures. Could, like, ultimate into an unstoppable board. Now, Khan the Great Creator, on the other hand, stops all my treasures, so I think now we probably lose, air quotes. Which is annoying, but, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Let's see if they can actually find something. Yeah, Pithing Needle just doesn't work. Can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. You can't name Treasure. You could name Ignis if you want. Yeah, that just doesn't work. It's a mana ability. It's the treasure problem we've got right now with the Khan. But I think
You will not threaten this world.
I think I'll probably just like concede and let them have the win here, because I've already won. It's going to be incredibly difficult to win, especially now, I guess. So I've technically lost, but I've literally won. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. Alrighty then, we're in, and we've got none of our combo. So it probably just means a mull. Alright, we got the Racketeer boss and the Revels, and a Bergie as well. This one's much more of a keep. I kind of wonder if double Revels is the correct thing here. Do we want double Revels and get rid of Adventurer Waits? I think maybe, yeah. Maybe. Just means that every single creature will get us 2 more creatures, and that seems pretty broken. Adventurous Impulse. Never seen this art before. Polywog Symbiote. Ooh, we got our Ignis. Alright, so we want this on red, and we want to scry with it. Because I want a third land. Alright, we've basically got the winning combo in our hand, I think. Polywog Symbiote. Opponent's going to get to do a lot with the Symbiote. They're going to be doing like explore combo stuff. I'm going to give both of these the ability to create treasures. So I think I'm going to start with the Revels. Racketeer Boss has done its job now. They do have swamps, so that could mean that they have... Well, actually, no, that just means that they're going to mutate into the black creature that drains for life, I think. Based on the number of times it's mutated. Yep, so now they get to draw a card and hit me for 3. Another Racketeer Boss. Would mean this generates treasures. Pay 3, generate 2, pay 1. Then I'm generating a treasure every turn, I think. Let's just play the Revels, though. I think unless they play, like, Gem Razor, that's probably the best thing I could be doing with my time. Because now every time I play an Ignis, I'm going to get a 2 or a 1-drop. Eliminate. Yep, couldn't care less about that. In fact, that's pretty much a mistake of a move. You really want to be using that on an Ignis, to be honest. I think maybe they know that. I'm going to pay the 2 here. I think I'll be okay with whatever they've got to play here. So I make a treasure token, I get a Gilded Goose. I return the Ignis. I play the Ignis. I get a 2-drop or a 1-drop. It's going to be a Racketeer Boss. So play these 2. Return the Ignis. Do it again. And this is all we really need to do, because eventually we'll hit Adina, and then eventually we'll hit an Innkeeper as well. And then the ETBs will be the victory here. But until then, we're going to fill the board with nonsense. There we go. It'd be nice if I could play some of these other cards out, which... Does that actually help me play those other cards out? Maybe. Ignis now costs 1 less, so... I'm generating colorless mana here. And there's an Innkeeper for another treasure. Now we're draining our opponent. Do it again. Another treasure. Yeah, I guess at that point I could play the Burgie. That'll generate me 2 treasures. This is basically free. And then I could maybe do the Cabaretti Revels or something like that to empty out my library. But yeah, I mean, at this stage we're already just like winning by doing it. It's not even 16 more times, it's 8 more times. And then as soon as we hit another Innkeeper, it's another third of that. So yeah, this game was well and truly in the bag. Sweet, on to the next one. Alrighty then, we're in on the draw. We've got Innkeeper into Revels. We've got one of the Dinas in our hand, which is unfortunate. This is practically a 6-card hand, but it is a pretty good 6-card hand. And there's Grinning Ignis. Actually, probably should have played the Balaged tapped here. Maybe, I don't know. Mono White Angels, it looks like. Yeah, so the issue is now, because I didn't play the Balaged Recovery, I can play a 2-drop, but then my 3-drop potential for the Revels is kind of messed up unless I go for Gilded Goose here, so... Should have played the Balaged tapped turn 1. Other than that, though, this isn't too bad. Bishop of Wings. And I think we're just going to slam the Cabaretti Revels. would be nice to get like an immediate bit of value off of it, just in case our opponent has Skyclave Apparition, but... Beggar's Cap chooses on this one. We're just going to have to hope that we can get there. We can play Innkeeper and get a Gilded Goose. Alright. Our opponent is going off with a lot of life gain here, so... That's going to allow them to make another 4/4 Angel, gain another 8 life. Their life total doesn't matter because we have infinite damage. But it's just going to make us take a hell of a lot longer to win the game, unfortunately. So, let's see. I could go Facebreaker and try to get like an Anarchomancer, which then allow me to get the Innkeeper to make a Gilded Goose. I kind of like trying for something like that. We got a Gilded Goose. Okay. Bit of a whiff. I'm trying to set up like Ignis going off a few times. Yeah, we might just lose, though, at this rate. It's obviously a hell of a lot of life. Am I going to want the Facebreaker, or do I want to just, like, chump some damage here? I think I'll just chump 1. I don't know, it might even just be incorrect to chump at all. Got the Witty Roast Master. If I went Ignis and hit Racketeer Boss, the Innkeepers effectively become free, getting me Gilded Geese out of my deck. That doesn't seem like it would get me anywhere, though. I kind of want to find a way to get the Ignis to be free. Problem is they've got 4 flyers right now. So maybe I do have to go Innkeeper, Innkeeper. Because it's always going to get me a Goose, which means it's always going to get me a blocker. And I'll gain some life as well. Can I play Dina here? I've used all my Gilded Geese, so this wouldn't hit anything. And then I'm blocking here and here. Yeah, I can't afford to go any further. But now I'm at least gaining a load of life whenever anything enters. But I think I might still just be dead. They've also got a Resplendent Angel Pump, which, to be honest, isn't that big of a deal as long as I remember it exists. I can just block the Angel. I think. You should just attack me for everything here and make it really just a nightmare scenario for me. So, definitely block here, definitely block here, definitely block here. And then block 1 here. Don't think they can make up the extra damage anyway. I don't think cracking a food is relevant. So go to 3. Opponent's at 58. It's going to be a tough one. Emancipation Angel. So I can just gain a load of life. All they're really doing here is making it a potential that I time out. If only these were treasures. If these were treasures, I win the game. But because they're not... that changes nothing, I think. I think I have to get lucky with Grinning Ignis, because I can play it and bring it back. But beyond that, I can't replay it unless I hit Bergie, or... I think it has to just be Bergie. We got an Anarchomancer. So... now I have to bring it back. Is that actually... It doesn't work, right? Because I don't have the red mana. If I had one red mana here, I think I win. Or if that was maybe a Racketeer boss, I'm not sure. I'm sure there was probably a line there where I got lucky enough to win, but yeah, we can't win from this point forward, so we're just going to scoop it and go to the next one. Alrighty then, on the draw. Got a turn 2 Anarchomancer, and then we could do potentially Adventure Awaits into Witty Roastmaster because of the cost reduction. I'm inclined to keep this one. This is kind of part of the combo. This is Mull to 6. And then these two could find our missing pieces. We're on the draw as well, so we could find an extra piece as we go. And it's on blue mana. Overwhelmed Apprentice, so they're playing Mill. I would have loved both of those cards. That's unfortunate. There's the Ignis. It's got a Ruin Crab, yeah, so just straight up Mill here. Don't know how this matchup's going to go, to be honest. Evolving Wilds. Because we've got several turns of setup, and our opponent doesn't need more than several turns. Can hit me for one here. Got a Bergie. Alright, so I'm going to play the Anarchomancer. And let's see. I think I need like 2 more turns to win the game here. 2 more turns without interaction. Opponent plays a land. Milling loads of lands. I would have liked all 3 of those lands. It's one of the fun parts about Mill is watching the things you actually wanted. All those lands. I would have liked every last one of them. Got another Anarchomancer though instead. I think that just means I played Bergie here. And pass the turn. So now this costs 2 and generates 1 off the Bergie. I could also do a Anarchomancer so that this is 1. And maybe that'll do me some good. Various tutelage. And Ashiok. Alright, so I think we win the game. I think. We don't really need the rest of our deck. So I can go Anarchomancer, cost reduce the Ignis, generate 1 from Bergie, play the Ignis. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to generate the red mana. Which I'm not sure if I can, but I can play this. This is free then. This is free. And then I'll play this, refund. Yeah, I think I'm okay, right? I have the red to return it, which then pays me back the red, and I'm generating 2 colorless a turn. Yeah, I've just won the game. Cool. At least we win in a quick way as well. Not bad. Not bad. All right, milk cart stoppers. Colorless combo can stop us if we misclick, and nothing else seems to be able to stop us. So, yeah, we don't even need the Cabaretti Revels to fill out the board here. Look at these celebrations! Woo! Yay! Wow. Yeah, this deck's real good. I recommend it. I truly, truly do. Now, do I recommend it in Real Historic? I couldn't tell you because I haven't really played Real Historic since... oh god, several months, I think. The format's pretty much dead to me, let's be honest. Same for Alchemy as well, although I hear it's making good waves in Alchemy. So, yeah, it's I think it's a good investment of your wildcards. Whether or not any part of this combo will be nerfed in like Alchemy and therefore Historic is to be determined. Like Cabaretti Revels and the Gruul dude who makes treasures. I think the Gruul dude who makes treasures probably will get nerfed to saying once each turn, which will stop this combo in its tracks, thus leaving the rest of the cards fully playable, but this combo just dead in the water. Might end up happening, so craft at your own risk. But other than that, though, it's pretty decent. It's going to win you some games. I think we went 4-0 today. The one loss was technically a win. It was just down to a misclick, so... yeah, I've got no complaints about this list whatsoever. The pieces just come together. There's enough extra copies of combo pieces to really make it pop. So, yeah, it's pretty sweet. And we did it with 2 mana in play. Crazy stuff. If you did enjoy the content anyway, guys, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And without further ado, I'm going to end it off here. Take care and peace.